Students, we are starting with the second part of the chapter Human Health and Diseases, in which we are going to learn about the vaccines, antibodies, and ABO blood group system. Vaccination. It is administration of a vaccine. Vaccine is inactivated pathogen or antigenic protection of that pathogen to protect against a particular pathogen. If we want immunity against a particular pathogen, the same pathogen which is in the inactivated state or its protection, which is generally a protein capsid, is injected in the host and thereby getting immunity against that particular pathogen. That is called as a vaccination. Body's immune system is very efficient. It is very capable of protecting against pathogens that cause infection most of the time. It keeps the microorganisms out by the barriers of innate immunity, or it tracks them down and gets rid of them, like by production of antibodies or by phagocytosis of the microorganisms. But sometimes pathogen can overpower or overwhelm the immune system and cause serious illness. What is to be done in that case? The pathogens mostly cause problems because they are mostly not recognized by the immune system. A novel or which is a new pathogen or which is not recognized by immune system causes serious illnesses. Now, vaccination is very helpful way. It teaches the immune system as to how to recognize and eliminate the pathogenic organism. That way, body is always prepared if you are ever exposed. It is an important form of primary prevention that can protect people from getting sick. It has allowed to control diseases like measles, polio, tetanus, whooping cough, which were very dangerous at some point of time and which threatened many lives. Vaccinations do not protect individuals only, but when enough people are vaccinated, it helps to protect the society also. This is in short the process of vaccine formation. Inactivated organism is cultured. It acts as an antigen. To it, diluent and adjuvant is added and vaccine is prepared. Adjuvant is a chemical molecule which increases the effectivity of the vaccine. Vaccines are generally considered safe because they are rigorously tested and go through many rounds of study, examination and research before they are used for the general public. Then, what is antibody? Now here in this picture, the cells and some molecules floating around the cell are shown. These molecules floating around cells are called the antibodies. These are glycoproteins. Glyco means carbohydrate and proteins are protein molecules in them. Combination of protein and carbohydrates, highly specific to specific antigens. They are also known as immunoglobulins, Igs, produced in response to antigenic stimulus. Antigen, according to the antigen, fighting with the antigen, a specific antibody is produced. Who produces the antibodies? Plasma cells, which are formed by B lymphocytes, which we have seen in the previous video. Now here you will see B cell undergoes, B lymphocyte that is undergoes differentiation to form plasma cell which produces antibodies and which interact with the specific antigens. Mature plasma cells produce antibodies at an extremely rapid rate, that is about 2000 molecules per second. Now here the structure of antibody is shown. Y-shaped molecule it is. It is made up of 4 polypeptide chains, 2 heavy chains, 2 light chains. These four polypeptide chains are held together by disulfide bonds. Now you can see here the disulfide bonds are shown in the diagram to form a Y-shaped structure. And the region holding arms and stem of antibody are called as hinge. Hinge region is also shown. Each chain of antibody includes two distinct regions, the heavy chain and the light chain, variable chain and constant region. On both the chain, the variable and constant region is shown. Variable region constitutes the antigen binding site, which is also called as a paratope. This part of antibody is useful in recognizing and binding to the specific antigen to form antigen antibody complex. The variable region of antibody is responsible for binding to the antigen, not the entire antigen, but there are certain areas on antigen called as epitopes, and they form antigen antibody complex. Most of the antibodies carry two antigen binding sites, so they are called as bivalents. Now let's see how an antigen and antibody complex is formed. Serology is the study of antigen antibody interactions. Each antibody is specific for a particular antigen. Now just we saw the antigen binding site on antibodies is paratope, and combining site of antigen is called as antigenic determinant or epitope. Now here in this diagram, different epitopes are shown. Shape specific antigenic determinants are there. Now here more or less circular epitope is shown, and here it is triangular. According to the epitopes, the antibodies are also of that particular shape. The variable region shows the variable region of the antibody shows the paratopes which interact with the epitopes. Only a small variation in variable region makes each antibody highly specific for a particular antigen. It is like a lock and key. For a specific lock, a specific key only will work. If key is changed, then the lock and key will not fit each other. Variable regions enable the antibody to recognize specific antigen and bind to a specific antigen in lock and key manner, forming antigen antibody complex. Now, antigens on blood cells. Blood cells or erythrocytes show certain antigens on their surface, and the plasma contains exact opposite antibodies. That is why we have different blood groups. Now a small part of the plasma membrane of RBC is enlarged to show many genetically determined blood groups like ABO, Rh factor, Duffy, KID, Lewis, P, MNS and Bombay blood group, etc. ABO blood groups discovered by Karl Landsteiner. He found two antigens and or agglutinogens on the surface of human RBCs. He named them as A and B. Now if I magnify this a little bit, you can see A antigen and B antigen. If A antigen is present on the surface of erythrocyte, the blood group is A, and antibody in plasma is antibody B. So suppose a person has a blood group A, he has antigen A on the surface of erythrocyte and he has antibody B in its plasma. A person if has type B blood group, then on surface of erythrocyte he has B antigen and plasma antibody is antibody A. Now, AB blood group was discovered by Landsteiner students De Castello and Sterling in 1902. It is very easy to understand. The type AB blood group has both the agglutinogens or antigens on the surface. You can see A as well as B. Here it is A and here it is B. And the antibodies in the plasma are absent. And O blood group has erythrocytes with no antigen on the surface, but both the antibodies are present in the plasma. ABO blood groups. To sum up, we can say if the blood group is A, then antigen A is on the surface of RBC, antibody B is in the serum. He can donate blood to A and AB and receive blood from A and O. Genotype IAIA or IAIO. Similarly, the genotype, antigen on the surface, serum in the antibody, and to whom the person can donate blood to and from whom he can receive the blood is shown in the chart given. So you can refer to the chart. Now RH factor. This is again a very important and complicated blood group system. In the diagram here, on the surface of erythrocyte, there is an antigen, D antigen. If the antigen is present, it is RH positive. If the antigen is absent, it is RH negative. RH factor is an antigenic protein present on the surface of RBC in human beings. It was again first discovered by Landsteiner and Wiener in 1940 on the surface of RBC of rhesus monkey. That is why they are called as they called it as RH factor or D antigen. Person having RH factor are called as RH positive, and those who have no D antigen, they are called as RH negative. That means suppose a person has blood group A and also he has RH factor, then that person's blood group will be A positive. If he has blood group A but no RH factor, then it is A negative blood group. Now here again a small diagram showing different blood groups with RH positive and negative factors. This antigen is responsible for inducing a strong immunogenic response when it is induced in RH negative individuals. Commonly it is seen in the erythroblastosis fetalis condition. Now let us understand what that is. RH blood group factor is also responsible for blood. It is very important for blood transfusion, and it is involved in the hemolytic disease of newborn called as erythroblastosis fetalis. In this disease, the newborn child has destruction of erythrocytes and this appears blue. It is also called as a blue baby disorder. It occurs when RH negative mother conceives RH positive fetus. Now here you will see this is RH positive mother. She has conceived a fetus. During her first pregnancy, the baby has RH positive factor. She has generated RH antibodies, anti-RH antibodies. In her second pregnancy, already the antibodies are present in her body and her child is RH positive fetus. Now antigen antibody agglutination occurs and there is destruction of erythrocytes. The RH positive RBCs from fetus may enter into mother's circulatory system during childbirth, causing her to produce anti-RH antibodies. She herself is Rh negative, but due to her child during delivery, she has received anti-Rh antibodies. She has produced anti-Rh antibodies, and in her second pregnancy, now these antibodies are going to act against the antigens as the child is Rh positive. So this is called as erythroblastosis fetalis condition. In order to prevent HDN, Rh negative mother is injected with anti-Rh antibody during all pregnancies carrying Rh positive fetus. This will occur when the mother is Rh negative and the child is Rh positive, and during her second pregnancy, not the first. So this is a very important factor. Now here we have completed talking about the antibody and ABO blood group system and Rh